Hi you guys, Happy New Year. I don't know exactly when this video is going up. It will be based on how long it takes me to upload all of my December daily content, but I'm really excited to be sharing this project with you all. So if you didn't catch the last video, I basically just gave you a little intro. I went to Italy last summer, the summer of 2021, with my mom, mainly to celebrate her birthday, and I am now creating this little travel album. I'm using a Citrus Twist album, Life Crafted album, and mostly Citrus Twist, if not all Citrus Twist page protectors. And I just wanted to show you guys all this process of a start to finish travel album. This first process video is pretty long, so I hope you're in for a treat and you're excited about this. But right now I'm starting on my little opener page, which I'm just doing two 3x4 pocket page protector, and I'm using some pattern paper and some tags just to kind of set the scene, the dates that I'm doing and all of that stuff for this trip. I'm using a lot of older pieces from my collection. I have a lot of older travel stuff. Travel is one of the main things that I scrapbook and one of the first things I did in scrapbooking. So I have a lot of older travel themed scrapbook supplies. So I don't even know. I think this is maybe a super old crepe paper collection, and I'm trying to use it up. So I'm trying to get through all that stuff and cut it all down. So I cut down these two prints, and I kind of went for like an off blue and an off green theme for this little opening. And so I did those two cards, and then I have some tags. That blue tag is from the cut apart sheet from that older paper pack, but then the other tag is from a scrapbook.com tag collection, I believe. And then that little travel that the plane is also from that cut apart from the old collection. So I just staple that on there, and then I stick the tag. I think I stick the tag on the outside of the page protector because I add some ribbon to it. And I think I'm trying to decide how I'm going to put the title and stuff on there. I'm pretty sure I just say it's city of departure, city of arrival. So maybe I don't put the dates on there. I should pull the book out so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I don't add the dates on here, which I honestly might go back and do because I like to have that as like setting a scene for the story. But I have that little Ready for Adventures, the tiny word sticker on there, and then I'm adding some blue and white baker's twine to the smaller tag that goes on the bottom, and then I will add some different ribbon to the top tag, and I do adhere that outside the page protector, which I think is fun. It ends up kind of creating like a tag or a tab to like hold on to when you flip the page. So I'll adhere that down. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited about this little mini series. I really love the way this album has come together, and I really think that this is a fun little trip. I worked really hard on not including too many photos. I take a lot of photos in general, but especially when I'm traveling, and I find it really debilitating when I go to document the stories because there's just so many photos to go through. So I'm pretty proud of myself for how much I limited my photos, and I think that it's still a really wonderful album. It's not like I'm missing out on anything. And, I used the main stories and photos that really emphasized the, the memories I wanted to keep. So I'm pretty excited about that. And that idea of not scrapping every single photo, but just picking some highlights or some main stories is something I want to continue doing in this new year because it's often, again, something that really is debilitating for me where I'll start a project and to begin with, it'll be hard to start because I don't want to go through all the photos. And then second, I get started, get super excited, and then eventually just never finish because there's so many photos to scrapbook. So I'm really hoping to continue this new concept of just the highlight reel, the main stories, and a lot of stories can be told without every single photo from that day or event or experience. So anyways, I really like this little entry page. I also like that it's the 3x8 size because you can see the photos behind it, so it's kind of like a sneak peek, but it's a good little entry point. The only thing I have trouble with is I wanted to include my boarding passes for the beginning flight. And the way I have it set up, there really isn't a good way of doing that. So we'll see if that ends up being changed at all in the process of the album. This is a little bit of a different project in terms of the way I'm documenting it for YouTube, because I normally work on like one spread at a time. And in this album, I'm just working across the whole album, just back and forth in different varying amounts of completion, I guess. Like I'm not going through and completing every single spread. Some spreads might get completed in this video. It might just be that I stick photos in or add a sticker or I get, pattern paper picked out, but I'm not actually completing each spread in a chronological order and then uploading it. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. The next one is a little bit shorter, and then the one after that, if I do another process before uploading it, will be pretty short, and then I'll do a flip through. So it's kind of a quick thing. But anyway, so right now I'm working on the first actually arriving spread, and I have two photos of my mom and I standing looking out at our view. We're staying on a villa right beside George Clooney's house. I don't know if I said that already, but it's coincidentally right next door to his villa that he has. He wasn't there at the time, and we've been there before, and he wasn't there that time either. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to see our guy George, but it's not a big deal at all. So it was just a beautiful sunny day, a beautiful view, so I wanted to capture us kind of looking out at our future adventure. And then the photo on the right is the next day, which was completely rainy, like a rainstorm, and it's very teeny tiny windy roads, and my mom had to drive a stick shift car, so it was quite the adventure. But I'm just using one of those Citrus Twist pockets that has a 4x6 and then a 2x4, yeah, pocket, so I will add journaling to that pocket eventually. So I just picked this little yellow polka dot that kind of pulled the yellows out of those buildings in the photo, and I really like that it's like a smudged, kind of smeared picture because of the raindrops on the windshield of the car. So I thought that was a fun little thing. And then the next spread is my mom. We went, I don't actually know the directions, like what was north, south, east, west in relation to where we were. So I'm just kind of guessing, I guess. So I'm going to say this was up the lake a little bit. And we went to a different little area to just explore a bit. We had been to Como before, and Como's a really small little area, or at least the part where we were staying is pretty small. So we went and explored, and it was really pretty and sunny that day as well. And then this is a restaurant we visited while we were there, and I got this menu, which was a really cool pamphlet. So I attached that with one of the attacher strips from Felicity Jane. Citrus Twist also makes them. They're just a little less sturdy. So I have both, but then I decided to add a photo from our dinner right onto the, what is it called? To the little pamphlet thing with some double-sided tape. And I don't mind when things are oriented horizontally. You'll see that, some things are vertical, some things are horizontal, especially with an album this small. I don't mind having things where you'd have to turn the book around, because if I did, it would just mean that I'd either have to severely crop a lot of photos or leave a lot of photos out. So when I'm on a trip, I don't tend to think about things like, oh, I better only photograph things vertically. Especially on a travel trip, I want to just focus on travel and experiencing the place I'm in. So if I have horizontal photos, I just make it work. And then this is a little business card from the restaurant, so I just poked some holes in that and attached that right into the album as well. And I do want to go back and fill inside of this little thing. There's an empty black spot where there's no words, and I kind of want to add something into there. I just don't know what yet. So as of recording this voiceover, I still haven't figured that out. Then I have this I think it was the same day, we went to this gelato place, and this was the best gelato I think we had on the whole trip. It was super good. I had passion fruit and something else. I don't remember what the other one was. Maybe hazelnut? Hazelnut's a good classic for gelato. For me, it's maybe not a classic traditionally, but I'm just measuring the size of the full page because I'm going to add Oh, we're way further ahead than what I was talking about. So this is a little photo of these 3 Vespa scooters, and those were there the last time we went on this trip, and I took some photos of it. So I want to take photos of that again, and I have this really funny little 3x4 card that says free to roam with like a woman and a kid on a Vespa, and I just wanted to use that. And then this is some paper that says like adventure, moments, explore, journey, travel. So I used that, and I included a ticket. I don't know what that was actually from. Oh, I think maybe it's to Bellagio. It was our little Bellagio boat ticket receipt. So there's that. And then I think I add a little Vespa sticker onto there to coordinate with those Vespas to the side. So I'm just using my tiny attacher to attach that. And there's the little Vespa, because I thought that was just, very on brand. Had to use it. And I think maybe I add some other little stickers to this page. It was kind of hard. This pack of stickers I love. The little like sticker book, but they're really thin, so they're easy to kind of mess up and rip potentially. I think it might be a Simple Story sticker pack. I don't remember though. I really love it though, and I got it at scrapbook.com. So yeah, I'm adding happy travels and fun this way to that, just keeping it simple, kind of a bit of a filler. And then I'm going back, looking at what I've done so far for some reason. I don't really know why. But yeah, I'm so obsessed with this size. This is the first time I'm using a Citrus Twist album, Life Crafted album, and I love it. I think I've already said it, but I was inspired to use this size from Leilani Scraps, who has become my favorite YouTuber for sure when it comes to scrapbooking. But she uses them, and I love it. It's bigger than a 3x8, so you have just a little bit more space, but it's so small, and I really like the experience of flipping through it, and it's just perfect for a trip like this. So if you haven't checked her out, definitely do so. She's awesome. I really love her videos. So I'm just going through and adding some more papers, making some more decisions on like what's going to go where. This is a photo of my dinner one night. We arrived in, I don't know how to say this place. It's like San Gimignano. Like the way that it's spelled is very confusing to pronounce, but it's in Tuscany. So we arrived at this little hole in the wall restaurant, and they had, I think it was like ricotta or something, um, raviolis, and then they also had truffle pasta. So I got both, and I ate both. My mom was like, "Are you sure you need to get both?" And then I did, and I ate both, and it was so good. And we ended up going back there again. But the second time I only got one plate because it was near the end of the trip. And the pasta in Italy is so good, but the problem is that's like a lot of what they had where we were. So, you kind of get sick of it. And I'm a vegetarian, so there's not that many other options. And a lot of the places we went to didn't have like a salad. So it was a little crazy. But I had another bit of that yellow polka dot paper below this, and I add the business card right onto there. So I liked that. And I think I cut this photo down a little bit because it's a 3x4, so it spans the entire width of the background. And I wanted the background paper that I ended up using to show around the sides as a bit of a mat. So that's just a little tip. And that's something I struggle with, is not having enough variety of photo size. I think it gets a little bit boring and redundant. So I find just cropping at home, like cutting photos down of myself at home, if I have some dead space on either side, it can help with the just variety and interest of what you're doing. So I end up using this really pretty kind of burnt orange grid. It has a gold grid on top of it. I really love this paper, and I use it a couple of times in the album. So I use that as my background paper, and that just, fits the kind of warm tone of the photo. And then I will go ahead and embellish this little spread as well. So I'm really loving this album. I love the variety of page protectors even in such a small album. There's such a variety, which is cool. And the dimension that comes from having, a variety of page sizes and different textures. And it's still also been able to maintain a very flat kind of a look so far, which I was worried about getting the whole trip in one album. I think a big part of that was I didn't pick so many photos, which was good. And I also did a lot of full page photos, which was, a fun way of getting, sorry if you hear dogs barking, that's just how it goes around here. But the full page photos was a fun way of getting a good look at these pictures because, you know, it is a smaller album, but also keeping things flat because, you know, I'm mostly just highlighting photos and images rather than a lot of bulky decorations. So I'm adding some washi tape to this page, and I think I spell out yum. Something I wish I had more of in terms of stash was like food related embellishments and journaling cards and things like that. I've tried to find some, and I recently ordered from Ali Edwards some of her food or foodie or eats collection. And I think I ordered a stamp set from scrapbook.com. But it's just something that I document a lot, you know, when you're on trips or just any event, like most things are centered around food. So I feel like there should be more food scrapbooking themed stuff. Like, I don't know. I know that In a Creative Bubble, I believe, has a food collection. I definitely want to get that. They have like a download. I also see Leilani Scraps using that. So, yeah, and then I'm adding these little, what are those called? Geotags. I add most favorite ever. And then I think I also add, that says new places, and I think I also add a little blank white sticker that I kind of do some journaling on. We'll see if that comes up here in a second. But yeah, I've been working on some tiny journaling because I have really big handwriting. Yeah, there's a little strip. So I've been practicing writing really small. So that's been a good little challenge for me. But I just say I was so hungry and I couldn't decide between ravioli and truffle pasta, so I got both, which was, you know, a good decision, it turned out. And if you hear that scratching, that is another dog that is kind of burrowing a little hole in this pillow blanket situation to get comfortable. So I pop that in there, and the next story, which is kind of becoming just out of frame for you guys, is right beside our little place that we were staying at, our Airbnb. Our Airbnb was just, you know, a few steps down from us was this ceramics studio. And I was an art major in college and I had an emphasis in ceramics. So that tippity tapping is a dog as well. It's just, you know, a dog party over here. But I had an emphasis in ceramics. I worked in a ceramics studio for about a year after graduating and just really loved ceramics. So it was kind of serendipitous that there was a studio there. And we went in and looked at it. I took some photos. I spoke to the artist who was not very friendly. It was like a husband and wife. And the wife in particular was not very friendly. The man was just a bit, maybe just not conversational. He wasn't rude. He just didn't seem like he was interested in chatting, which is kind of funny for a very touristy town ceramic shop to not want to chat with the people who might be buying your stuff. But anyways, I took this kind of, I think I did it on 0.5 on the iPhone. You can do this kind of fisheye lens for the photo, which you completely can't see right now. Anyways, and then I added that grid paper again with the, what's the word, with the little business card, which I love that their business card was kind of more narrow. It was a little more unique. And then a bit of journaling. So the next page is all about gelato. It's a 2-page or full spread of gelato love. So this is a photo of the gelato I got the first time, I believe, and it was passion fruit, rose, lychee was the pink one, and then I don't remember what the red one was, but the like more hot pinkish reddish one wasn't that good. So then after that, I always got the yellow passion fruit one, which is my favorite. I love passion fruit. And then I got the rose, which was kind of a softer, sweeter balance. But this one was really pretty because I had all 3 colors. And then I just add this little label, and I think I write yum on it. And then I think I add a little sticker onto that. But yeah, so this was like in the main town square gelato place. And I went there almost every day, and I went there for breakfast one day. It was super good. It wasn't as good as the one in Como. The trick to gelato that I know is the prettier it looks, the less likely it is to be good. Because the ones that have like the candy and fruit and junk stuck in the front of it, it's these big trays, is often like not the best quality gelato. Whereas the ones that are in like silver tins that you can't even see into with like the lids on them, those are the best. And that's how it was in Como. So this was good. It wasn't bad, but it was just not as good as the like more traditional kind. Here comes Miss Tappy herself. She's tapping her way back in here. Can I help you? So continuing right along, I add another little yellow paper to that one page. And it is so noisy, guys. I'm very sorry. I'm flipping backwards to this beginning page that says on the go. It's a little tag from Allie Edwards. And I just staple that on there. And then I think I add a little sticker to that. I don't know if I do that right now though. But yeah, that's the beauty of working in a little album like this, is the flipping back and forth and kind of working as you're inspired or as you find things you're excited about. It's kind of fun. So I found this little tag I wanted to include. I think it says, "Oh, the places you'll go." And I'm just going to decide where I want that to go. I think I put it in Florence. Yeah, so this is when I arrived to Florence, Italy. And I'm just going to attach that right onto that photo. Add a little bit of baker's twine in this kind of blue print or color. And I did really like that I played with a little bit of digital elements. I used Canva and just like the free Canva version, and I added some titles, some locations. I used the little, what's it called? Geotag, which is just like a little sticker I found on there for free. And I think it was a fun way of just, again, it keeps things really flat because it's printed right on the photo, but it also just adds some dimension and interest, like more visual dimension rather than physical dimension, I suppose. But yeah. And I got that all adhered down and slipped it right back in the pocket. I love the way that turned out, just kind of keeping it simple. This is a little spread about my mom's birthday. So again, the reason we went on this trip was loosely because it was my mom's birthday. So we went for her birthday dinner, and it had a really beautiful view, and we had, well, my food was really good. Hers was not. She got, I think, ragu or something, like some sort of a meat sauce pasta, but it didn't have any sauce. It was just like ground beef on pasta. So it was a little weird. And the dessert was really bad too, honestly. My gnocchi was really yummy though. It was like a gnocchi with kind of an Alfredo-y sauce, and that's super good. So anyways, it was fun still. It was pretty. It was just not the best food, which is a bummer for a restaurant. But I have this photo of us. It's like a little selfie, and then a photo of the food and the view. And I just add that onto this paper. I have this old paper pad. I think it's crepe paper. I don't know if I've talked about this already, but I have been trying to use it up. Sorry about the dogs. They're really barking loud right now. But I was able to use so much of it in this album, which has been really, really awesome because I've had it for years and years. And I just wanted to, get it used up and kind of, paper is one of the products I have the most of, maybe definitely the product I have the most of, and I accidentally buy it all the time because I go to Michael's and they're like $5 for a huge 12 by 12 paper pad, and I find a couple papers I like, and then I accidentally come home with it. So it's one of the products I'm trying not to buy anymore until I get rid of like maybe half of what I have. So, because the problem with paper pads is they're really great, but you don't love every single paper, so you end up with a few that you don't use. Or it comes with multiples, which you think is great because it has 2 of each kind, but then you have 2 of each kind to use up, so it's kind of a struggle. So back to what I'm actually doing, I'm adhering these photos down, and something I kind of switch up all the time is how I adhere things down. I use a glue stick because it's really easy and cheap. I use liquid glue sometimes, I use double-sided tape sometimes. I don't really use rolling adhesive because it's so wasteful and expensive. You can't usually refill them, and it's just a bunch of plastic. And while scrapbooking in general is pretty wasteful and not environmentally friendly, I find the rolling tape to be like the most ridiculous of all of it, so I try not to use it. Anyways, I'm adding the date, which is September 25th, my mom's birthday, to the card with these little citrus twist tile letters. And then I think I add a little flag from Allie Edwards to that as well. That is that flag I was talking about. I think it says documented. Oh, I had already stapled it down. So I pulled it open to add the stickers, and then I will stick it back down with a staple again. But yeah, we are quickly coming to the end of this first process video. I don't stop at any particular time, basically just when I got tired of working on it. And I had been working on this for probably almost an hour. This is obviously very sped up. I hope you guys are enjoying this new project and this kind of new way of documenting the project. It seems like the album has been halfway out of screen for most of the video, but hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm actually working on. And I hope you guys really enjoy it. I'm just finishing up some embellishments on this page, and I don't know what else I get up to in the rest of this video, but I'm really loving this project, and I think this is my favorite album I've ever created. It's super cute, it's really satisfying. I feel like it really encapsulates the trip that we went on very well, and I think I'm just flipping you through what we got done so far in this video. So I'll be back with another process video. It'll probably be the next video, if not the one after that. I have some haul videos to intertwine in here, but I'm really excited about this project, and I will definitely be documenting some more travel in the new year. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.